Getting the smile and confidence you've been dreaming about, all from the comfort of your home, isn't a total mystery with Bite Clear Aligners. Just don't be surprised if all your friends start asking, "What's your secret?" Begin by ordering your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95. Bite Clear Aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces, plus they offer flexible financing, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mario Florio from NBC 10. Welcome to a Food Podcast, the place you can come to hear all about the great things happening on the local food scene, the wonderful restaurants we have, the local companies making delicious food products, all the great community events that highlight local cuisine. Joining me now is Alex Maddalena of Big Feeling Ice Cream Company to tell us all about his delicious creations. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, give us a little history. How long have you been around? How'd you get started?
Yeah, so I've been doing ice cream for about 6 years now. We got a ice cream maker for our home, I think 7 years ago, and I thought it would just be another thing that collected dust on the shelf. But I made one batch and I was instantly hooked. Just constantly trying to make new recipes, bringing pints to dinner events and sharing with friends, and people had really good feedback. So I decided that I shouldn't wait around for somebody else to start an ice cream shop. So I decided to just go for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you were just literally doing it just at home.
Just at home in my little kitchen for about 2 years until I decided to register the business and just make the jump.
Wow. Had you ever made ice cream before you got the machine?
Never before. I didn't even know that it needed eggs or sugar, or you had to heat it up before freezing it. So it was a great learning experience. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah. So how did you actually launch into getting your own business?
Yeah, so I think I had to dare myself to register as an LLC. That was the first step. Now that I'm registered, I have to follow through with this. I have to start building a recipe catalog and dialing in the recipes to make sure I'm pleased with the product. And then from there, it's just been kind of asking friends that have done, food related businesses and other businesses in town that they've shared their guidances, and they've really helped me become more legitimate in the business world. So yeah, it's kind of a learning experience. You kind of learn as you go, and yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is the process like of making ice cream? It sounds very daunting to me, but
it kind of is. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's a multi-day process to make ice cream. So with a dairy-based ice cream, you really have to, you heat up your ingredients, your dairy, and I use egg yolks in the French style to make it kind of rich. So we heat up all of those flavors. Sometimes we let it steep overnight. If we have a vanilla ice cream, we have to steep the vanilla for quite some time to get that flavor in there. And it also has to cool down before we put it in the churner. So that usually takes overnight. Before we can put it into our ice cream mixer, and that mixing process incorporates some air to give it that really scoopable texture. So this is probably a 24-hour, start to finish, not always active time, right, but a lot of resting and freezing and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the sorbets are a little bit different in that it's mainly fruit based. So we puree or roast some fruit and blend it down with our syrup. And then that can go immediately in our ice cream machine, where we call it spinning our ice cream, because it just goes like that
around. Yeah. How much are you churning out, per day, per week? Or?
It's a great question. I'm in there almost every day. We do between 150 and 250 pints every Tuesday in the summertime, which is our busiest season, as you can imagine. So, sometimes it's so busy that I don't even take stock of how many we make. I just open the freezer and there's a mountain of pints in there. So yeah, we're always churning and trying to meet the demand as it comes. So
yeah, awesome. All right, so let's talk about some of the flavors you brought in for me to try, because that's my favorite part.
Of course.
Where do you want to start?
Yeah, so we have a nice assortment of different kinds of flavors. This pint here is our Earl Grey ice cream, which is a tea, as you pointed out earlier. So it's a black tea base, which we steep black tea in our ice cream base. And then I add a little bit of bergamot extract to give it kind of a floral, citrusy aroma, which is actually in the Earl Grey tea packets that you get at the store. And then mixed in there is some lemon shortbread cookies just to give it a English breakfast.
Really? Oh my god! Oh yeah,
Right
I gotta try the cookie part too.
It's breakfast in a pint.
Ooh,
it's never.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, never too early for breakfast ice cream. So.
That's a great flavor.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites personally. And then to the right here, we have one of our vegan sorbets. And this one is a tepache sorbet, which tepache is a fermented Mexican beverage. It's kind of like a kombucha, but made with pineapple skin. You just leave it overnight to ferment, and it gives it this really intense pineapple flavor. And then there's some coconut cream in there to give it kind of more of a tropical vibe, and some secret spices. I'll give one of them as cinnamon is in there, and maybe some cloves, and then
we don't want you to give away all your treats.
Not too many secrets, but it's a really refreshing pint to have when the weather's really hot. As you can imagine, it's just nice and fruity.
Nice. Let me try this. That flavor is great.
Yeah, that one's really great. Our employee Q helped develop this flavor based off of the beverage that they grew up drinking. So.
Oh, I was going to say, how'd you come up with that?
Yeah, that one was not mine, but I helped, spin it, and Q led the charge on that one. So. If you see tepache at the store, I'd recommend getting a can of it. It's really refreshing and delicious. So.
Oh my God, it tastes so tropical. I feel like I'm on an island now.
That's the goal. That's the goal. We like to transport you in the pint. So to the right here, we just have a nice, rich chocolate ice cream with some fudgy brownies. You kind of just have to play the hits sometimes and give the people what they want, which is decadent and rich. Yeah,
chocolate. I always say there's never too much chocolate in anything.
I tend to agree. I would have even added chocolate fudge in there just to make it a triple threat, but maybe next time.
Good old great.
Yeah. We like to add a lot of salt to make it like really rich and tasty there.
Very, very rich. This looks like a little combination.
Yeah, that one's a little bit of a combination. This is 2 malted ice creams, kind of like a milkshake, like a classic milkshake. We did a malted vanilla and a malted chocolate ice cream that we just blended together. So we had that at a recent pop-up, and it's kind of just a play on the classic.
Yeah. It tastes like a frozen milkshake.
That's the goal. We want you to just I could probably finish that one personally, like in one sitting, but I can't have them in my own house because it would become a problem.
I was gonna say, do not eat ice cream because you're around it so much.
Don't get high on my own supply, as they say.
Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly. This is really good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it really does taste. Excuse me?
No worries.
Yeah, it tastes like a milkshake.
And then, finally, we have one of our vegan ice creams, which our friend Nikhil Naker, the chef in town, helped us develop this recipe, which is based off of it's a rice and coconut milk-based ice cream. Ooh. And a lot of people have barely been able to tell the difference that it's actually a vegan. So, shout out to Nikhil.
That's a really good. What's the flavor again?
It's called horchata, which is based off I think it's a Brazilian beverage, and it's lots of cinnamon, vanilla, coconut, and then rice, which is the predominant ingredient in the horchata drink. So
interesting. That is really, really good.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these days you can eat vegan. And you can't even tell the difference.
Yeah, the vegan ice cream business is becoming kind of a behemoth. More people, when they come to our pop-ups, they are seeking out dairy-free options just because of sensitivities to dairy and maybe allergies. So we always try to accommodate whether it's a sorbet or a vegan ice cream so that everyone can enjoy something. So every week when we sell pints, we usually have at least one dairy and one vegan option for people to have.
Nice. And how many different flavors do you have?
It's been hard to keep track of. It's
a good problem to have.
Yeah. It helps us stay inspired and to keep it fresh for our customers. Every week, opportunity to try something completely different. Sometimes a little strange, sometimes a little classic. We've been doing this 3 years now since the start of the pandemic. We pivoted to doing pints each week, and I think we started out doing 4 different pints each week. I think we dialed it back to around 2 to 3 each week. So I can't do that math. It's every Tuesday for 3 years times three. So whatever that number is the amount of pints. So.
The mathematicians out there, you can do the math, but we're talking hundreds.
Safely in the hundreds now. And we're always trying to come up with new stuff.
I was going to say, how do you come up with the new idea? I'm sure the possibilities are probably endless.
It is. I think it is endless. I think you could really just do whatever you want if you really were, eager to make something. We get inspired from, whether it's trying our own version of a classic flavor or having a beverage like tepache and being like, this would actually be a really good sorbet. Sometimes I've had like a salad before that had like citrus on it and it had this vinaigrette, and I was like, oh, citrus and cardamom actually go really well together. So I'll kind of steal ideas from literally everywhere. Sometimes, we get a lot of people asking like, oh, maybe do a bacon ice cream. Like, you could really find inspiration anywhere.
Were you reading my mind? Because I will eat bacon in or on anything.
It's true, and like a nice salty bacon in between, something like a rich ice cream base would really be nice. So
well, if you need someone to taste test that,
look,
I'm your man.
Wait, you know where to find us? We'll come in. We'll make special pints just for you.
Yeah. So speaking of where to find you, where can folks find your products, see all the different flavors you have, and order them or buy them?
Yeah, as I said earlier, we do new pints each Tuesday at noon. We list them on our website, bigfeeling.co. But I think the best way to follow along is if you have Instagram, follow us at bigfeeling_PVD, and we'll post every time we have new flavors. You get to see the pints and the kind of the process we like to include on our Instagram too. So you get to see the magic behind the pint. So follow along there and be in the know.
And you said you're in Bolt?
Yeah, so you can order online on Tuesday, and then they'll be available to pick up at Bolt Coffee at 61 Washington Street in downtown Providence. We don't have a storefront at the moment, so this was kind of the next best option where we just sell, and our friends at Bolt host them in their big walk-in freezer down there, so you just go and pick it up whenever you're ready.
Nice. Yeah. And any other locations that you're at?
Yeah, so we also sell retail pints that are available throughout the week whenever you get a chance to go and shop for them at Stock Culinary Goods and Hawes Fine Foods, both on Hope Street on the east side of Providence. We also have been doing some pop-ups, more and more so. So our Instagram is the best place to hear about those.
Where you're going to be,
exactly,
and when, and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I can't wait to see what else you come out with. I'm going to have to check it all out. I'm just curious, did you have any kind of culinary or background before you did all this?
I didn't. I enjoy home cooking. I'm very, methodical in the home kitchen. My wife does not cook at all. I am the cook. Uh-huh. So, it kind of just came from that. And, my family, just a long line of home chefs that, we're attempting to be something, greater than that. But I think I've read almost every book there is now, so I feel like I have, at least a fighting chance against some of the culinary background folks.
Yeah. No, I mean, this stuff is amazing. I would,
Thank you so much.
It's really great, and definitely got to check it out.
Yeah.
Big Feeling.
Big Feeling, yes.
Big Feeling. Alex, thank you so much.
Appreciate
definitely try Big Feeling. They'll give you a great feeling. They'll make you go, mmm.